Hello all, welcome to the Happy Nessa 1111 channel, where we are committed to happiness, connectedness, and being you authentically and unapologetically. So I am celebrating 100 subscribers. I switched the little clip to show how many subscribers I have. And I'm so grateful for my 100, and I know more is to come. And I literally just did a video 30 minutes ago where I was saying I was at 99, and then look at here, 30 minutes later, I'm at 100. So I'm celebrating that, and we're gonna keep the theme going today. Excuse the kiddos if you hear them in the background. As I mentioned in the previous video, gotta do my videos when I'm juiced up, and I'm juiced up this morning. It is Monday morning, January 8th, and despite my Chiefs losing yesterday, I'm just feeling really good. I am well rested. I'm excited to keep this theme going about gratitude. Specifically, the theme is gratitude, using gratitude to achieve your greatness. So yesterday, what I talked about is the quotes that are so true. Practice makes perfect, and fake it until you make it. So how that ties into gratitude is that on the channel we talk about mental health. And so I was thinking about all my different viewers, some who have an easy job feeling happy and saying thank you for life and different things. Some who have a challenge with that because of anxiety, depression, or different things. So if you are someone who is struggling with how to really make gratitude a lifestyle practice, then I mentioned fake it until you make it. Practice makes perfect. And science shows that literally, even if you start off with certain things that you don't really have the motivation for, when you practice and when you fake it till you make it, at some point there's a switch, okay? So now what I'm gonna do, which is typically my method on Tuesdays, is I'm gonna give you personal examples from my life. So Mental Health Motivation Monday, I start the week off with the theme, the topic. The following Tuesday, I follow up with examples from my personal life, which I know is helpful. I know that there are certain things that I can't always share the details of because I gotta respect my husband or other family members and friends and their privacy. So sometimes I do gotta speak vaguely, but there's a lot of things that I do want to share with y'all for the sake of learning, teaching, and just being vulnerable, because that's what we have to do in order to grow here on this channel. In order for us to achieve what we want, we've got to be vulnerable with things that we've been through and really share our stories with other people so that we can know that we're not the only ones going through this, and that we can also learn how other people overcame certain things. Okay, so that's already 3 minutes. Let's get into it. An example of gratitude and achieving greatness that I want to bring up is a pretty extreme one, but one that probably a lot of people can somewhat relate to. So it was a few years ago, maybe more than a few years, no, about a few years ago, where it was a very challenging time. And I will say that specifically, my husband and I were living paycheck to paycheck. And I would say our minds, even though it was only a few years ago, we hadn't really, as a couple, we hadn't had enough conversation and hadn't done enough healing of our limiting beliefs surrounding abundance. To give you an example, I'm giving you these examples because I want to talk about how I use gratitude to achieve greatness. And so during that time, things were already tight. Our mindset wasn't exactly where it needed to be, but we went through an experience that propelled us towards greatness and towards uplifting ourselves out of those limiting beliefs, right? So what happened? Let me get to it. So what happened is I had a very psychic moment. I talk about psychic abilities on this channel a lot, where I woke up feeling like someone very close to me actually was already dead. I thought they were dead and gone. Thank God they were not. But in my heart, I felt so strongly about the feeling that I was almost mourning their passing, because I was like, man, this feels so accurate. Okay, but let me go and check on this person and let's see what's going on. So I go and check on them, and thank God they had not passed. Called an ambulance, told my job at the time, what I was doing, and that I would make it to work that day, and that I would, let them know as soon as I could make it back to work. That happens. Thank God, that person is alive and well. Let's celebrate that. Talk about gratitude. Thank God that person is alive and well. And in the hospital, I know what type of job I'm working for. I know what type of company I'm working for. And so I know I've got to get back to work despite how much I want to be there for this family member. So I'm communicating with my job, doing a very great job of that. They haven't given me any negative feedback as far as No negative feedback at that job about anything negative. Like there was no negative feedback. So there was no fear in me about, losing my job. But as you can see, there's probably a buildup. What happens? What happens to me is because I miss work, to be in the hospital with a family member. I'm assuming because I was working for that job only for a couple of months, and I get that. So when you're working for a new job, sometimes they have really high expectations, and you really got to put on, you really have to make some sacrifices, right, for certain companies. So long story short, while I'm at the hospital with my family member, I get a call that they no longer need me. No, we don't need you anymore. Bye-bye. So at the time, it was very emotional for me because I thought I had a great relationship with my supervisor. So it really felt like, excuse me, I communicated really well. I know the company policies. What was I supposed to do differently? Y'all had previously given me any negative feedback. What's going on? So on the moment of gratitude, I will say the doctor said that person that I went to go see and called an ambulance for was a ticking time bomb. So thank God for psychic abilities. Thank God for intuition, right? So I want to encourage anyone who wants to enhance their intuition, comment down below with your questions and stuff, because this channel is all about that. So anyways, the doctor did just say, yeah, this was a ticking time bomb. Thank goodness you got there in time. Thank goodness you called the ambulance. And so I want to be grateful for that. And I do shout for joy for that every single day. I'm truly grateful for that. And at the moment, I was also mourning the loss of my job, especially knowing that my husband and I were living paycheck to paycheck and hadn't even expanded our mindset on how we could make it outside of these jobs that we do just to collect a check. And so I won't elaborate on that experience. That was a very, very telling experience that taught me so much that I can do another video on. But the topic of this video is gratitude and how to achieve greatness through gratitude. So how does this all even tie together? Well, it ties in together because after that experience of having a job yet again, which was not the first time, treat me like a replaceable, I don't know what you want to call it, but just showed me that I was not valuable. That any opportunity they had to go ahead and replace me, they would do it. They probably knew I was going to be at the hospital, or they probably assumed that because that family member was in the hospital, I was going to miss work, which at the time my mindset was so stuck on money, that I wasn't planning to do that. I was planning to go to work and then only visit that family member and do what I could after my work hours, which was not God's plan. So gratitude happened, greatness through gratitude happened, and when I got over my emotions, which took some time, but it happened fairly quickly because I was at that moment where I was like, first of all, I do have to thank God for this family member in life. So let me put myself in check. Now, secondly, I have a spiritual faith. And so I said, God, if you did this, I won't say you, I did this. I manifested this experience. I didn't really want to be at that job long term. There were a lot of red flags. So I did this. So show me what you have for me. Show me that everything's going to be okay, and everything was okay. There were some scary moments when it comes to, finances and just making sure my family member was going to get healthier consistently. But all in all, that was a phase where I was really practicing what I preached so much. I was really doing my positivity, doing my affirmations, saying my prayers, because I knew if I slipped up, that I could spiral, and I couldn't do that because I had to be there for my family member. I had to be strong. To be the communicator with, all of the rest of the family and friends who wanted to know how this person was doing. And gratitude brought me a long way. It really brought me a long way. And how did it get me to greatness? Well, if it wasn't for that experience, right? A lot of times we want to feel like life is unfair, and sometimes it is. But sometimes we focus on that too much. Like, oh, the job fired me. Well, this person did me wrong, or whatever it is. And I get that. Like, I can relate to those feelings. And I can also relate to the fact that when you are grateful for when life speaks to you, life is really trying to open up another opportunity. And that opportunity is greatness. Life is trying to constantly get you to focus on your greatness. And if you're working at a company, if you're in a relationship, if you're in an area or an environment that is not conducive to your greatness, life is trying to tell you to move, go, go, go. So on that note, I believe if it wasn't for getting fired, a lot of things would have been delayed. My husband and I had talked about moving to Florida. We had talked about so many different things. But once we hit rock bottom and life was speaking so clearly to me to get over my fears and to just jump out there and do it, that's when we did it. And that's how something that seems like it's such a negative experience can be turned around when you use gratitude. And so within less than a year of that experience, guys, we packed up our bags and we moved on down to Florida and we started fresh. And that's exactly what we needed to do to achieve our greatness. Right now, our greatness is being a family who is constantly trying to let love lead the way, despite our upbringing, despite not necessarily coming from a two-parent household where we were taught love and affection. We didn't come from that upbringing, you know? Our childhood didn't teach us family and love. And so the fact, to me, greatness, what I'm celebrating right now with my gratitude is that to look at what we've been through in our childhood, to look at some of the things that we faced in our marriage, such as that experience where I lost my job, things were so uncertain, a family member was very sick, and actually that was the same time where he had lost two family members. Two of his close family members' funerals. That was that same summer. Yeah, that was a rough year. But look at us now. Are things perfect? No. We still have sick family members. We still have people that we're praying for. We still have situations that we're overcoming. But y'all, we have a lot of love and we're not perfect. No. I'm not going to play that game. We are not perfect. I am trying to practice what I preach within my marriage. Okay? And with the kids as well, especially with the kids. But what I'm trying to say is life is always trying to speak to you. Life is always trying to guide you towards your greatness. You are great. Being you is what life wants you to do. That's the only thing. And when you are in a job that's not allowing you to be great, bye. In a relationship that's not allowing you to be great, bye. Now, what you don't want to do is self-sabotage. And that's a whole other video. So I've got to wrap it up. Because when I start getting into all these other different topics, got to wrap it up. Self-sabotage is when you are in a good work environment, job, situation, relationship that might be a little challenging, but you don't realize it, so you sabotage the situation. A lot of the time that's because you don't feel deserving, and that's a whole nother topic. But thank you for watching. Gratitude is the best thing you can do to achieve your greatness because it is magical, energetically speaking. We live in an energetic multiverse. And when you fill yourself up with gratitude, you are vibing so high, you are bound to attract more of what you want. It's magic. It's magic. I can feel the magic just flowing through my body right now as I say this, literally. And like I said, if you are someone who's dealing with depression or anxiety or something else, fake it until you make it. Just say thank you. I wake up and I say, no matter how I feel, no matter how the day went, how my night went, how my dreams were, no matter how I felt or feel waking up, I wake up. More recently, it's been the last couple months, I just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll say at least for maybe a few seconds. Most mornings, I'm saying it for a minute or longer. And waking up, saying thank you, 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 thank you. Like, man, it just stirs something up in my heart. You know, like really it stirs something up in my heart. It really does. And so, for any of you who can relate to that, that's a beautiful feeling. For those of you who can't relate quite yet, it is the best feeling. I really feel like I could cry just thinking about how much gratitude I have for life and health. I'm just so grateful in 2020 and 2021. That's exactly, you hear that? That's 2020, 2021. Yeah, it's been quite challenging for most of us, but if anything, it's supposed to teach us that tomorrow's not promised and that we're all not going to agree and believe the same things, guys. We're not. Because our greatness, your greatness is different paths, different journeys. But what we can do is wrap up the video. That's what we can do. Because baby is letting me know, Vanessa, you getting into a too long video. So thank you guys so much. I'm just so happy. I'm so grateful. And no, I'm not always feeling like this. So I like to be honest about my different sides. And yes, sometimes I'm sleep deprived or hangry when I don't realize it because I do intermittent fasting, or when I feel overwhelmed. Yeah, sometimes gratitude is like nowhere near my thought system. But most of the time, I try to practice what I preach. And I thank you, and I've got to really let you guys go. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have a YouTube channel or a business that we can support. Comment down below. Comment down below with more things that you're grateful for. I don't care if you already commented on another video with the gratitude item or 2 or 3. There's lots of more that you can say thank you for. The greats of the greats have long gratitude lists. The greats of the greats know how powerful gratitude is, and they use it in their life. That's it. Thank you for watching.